Hello everybody, I am back and doing another review. And today I'm going to be reviewing a Transformer I got a few months ago. The Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Deluxe Class Lazerback. Not Laserbeak, Lazerback. With an A, not an E. Alright, so let's begin. First off, you have the instructions here. He's a Predacon, so you have his Predacon symbol. Everything's in orange as opposed to red for Autobot and purple for Decepticon. And here's the instructions here. There's the Tales of the Beast Hunters and all that stuff. Nothing too exciting there. Other than it tells you how to transform him if you can't figure it out for yourself. Alright, so now here's the toy, Lazerback. Now, his name choice, I don't think he was used in any other continuity. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But he was, in fact, his name is just one letter away from Laserbeak, which is kind of strange and ironic. He never really appeared in the show. The only Predacons that appeared in Transformers Prime were Predaking, it was Predaking, Skylynx, and Darksteel. Those are the only three Predacons that appeared. Well, minus the ones that Ultra Magnus and Wheeljack killed. But those ones were never named. They were never really named. And they never really had any good appearance, any major conflict in the show. Alright, but anyway, here he is in his dragon mode. Now, very nice. So let's go over some of the pros. The pros, first pro being the color scheme. You have a nice variety of colors. You have some red, some yellow, and some purple, and some black too. Very nice. The second pro would probably be the nice detail. You have the nice like ear frills. You have the nice tail and the spines here. It's a lot of this stuff here is made of rubber, like this, the end of the tail is, and this top part is. So there's a lot of rubber on this. And the other pro would be the feature, in which this thing here, the part of his back comes up, and it's his weapon, and you just push this little yellow tab here, and it launches it. Actually, I think you can do it without just angle this part down and fires. It can also fire in robot mode too. Alright, so let's go over some of the cons. The first con being is that he's not that good for posability. His head is almost always angled down, and it almost always looks like he's in the sitting position. His hind legs are slightly shorter, so he looks kind of like he's like a sitting dog. His head can't go up any further, so it's kind of the position and the posability isn't that good. Second is the fact that the tail isn't that posable either. It's not jointed. Although the back part of the tail is rubber, it can't move that well. Also, speaking of the tail, to transform him, you have to take the end of the tail off, which means the parts former, which I'm not really fond of. Alright, so yeah, but anyway, to transform him, first what you want to do is, like I said, take the end of the tail off and set it aside. Then what you want to do is take this whole piece here with the weapon in it and rotate it up, and then rotate it out of the way and rotate the tail up. Now you see there's these two yellow parts that the hind legs are connected to. There's a tab here. Once you have to raise the tail up to do this. And then there's the tab here, and give it a nice push and it tabs together. Come around here and straighten up, and this yellow part here folds back. And now you just straighten out the yellow part, do it on both sides of the both legs. And you just position the feet, and now he's standing up. Now what you want to do is take the front feet and flip them back and that flips out his hand. Do that for both arms. And here you have his arms transformed. So now you want to transform the head. You open up his chest cavity like this. Take the head and flip it down. There's his robot mode head. And now this whole part with the frills flips back. And his chest cavity closes on his dragon head. And last but not least, take the end of the tail and put it in his hand as a weapon. And that's, of course, optional. Alright, come on, fit in. Alright, it's not fitting in. Let me try the other hand. Alright, and here you'll have Lazerback in his robot mode. Now, he looks nice in his robot mode, but again, there are some pros and cons. The first pro being, again, he has the nice color scheme. Second pro, you have the weapon that's integrated into the transformation, and it can still fire in both robot and beast mode. The third pro being all the nice detail. You have nice detail that makes him look somewhat beastly in his robot mode. Nice chest and everything. But there are still some cons. Now, the first con being the fact that his legs still are chicken legs even when in robot mode. Even though you can fix them here, they still have a very chicken-like appearance. Second con being the fact that even when you transform the hands, you have the huge beast mode hands in the back here, very visible and very blocky. Third con being the fact that these frills don't fold back. You can still see them around the head. But speaking of the head is nice. It makes him look kind of like a king, if you ask me. And it's on a ball joint. It can rotate around 180 degrees, provided that the frills don't get in the way. Alright, so yeah. Now, this is a deluxe size figure, and he's not a very important character in the show or really any Transformers continuity. Again, he might have been mentioned in other Transformers continuities, but I don't know. Even though he was a Transformers, this is a Transformers Prime toy. He was never even really mentioned in Transformers Prime. He might have been one of the Predacons that were killed, but his name was never spoken. Like I said, the only three Predacons that had major roles in Transformers Prime were Predaking, Darksteel, and Skylynx, and really that's it. He had no major role in the movie, or not movie, the show, but nonetheless, he's still nice. I forgot to mention he has the Predacon insignia on his shoulders, but I do like this toy. I have to admit it's not the best. It's because the character isn't one of the protagonistic characters, and he's not one of the best Predacons either. He was only released this one time again. He could have been released in other Transformers continuities. I just don't know. Tell me in the comments. I'm not familiar with every single Transformers continuity, only like a few of them, but nonetheless, he's okay. I don't recommend him as the #1 Transformer to get. He's okay though, but he's good if you want a Predacon, and he was the only Predacon I could get my hands on at the time. But yeah, he's good. I recommend if you want to pick this guy up, if he's still in stores, I recommend doing that. Anyway, just in case if I haven't rated him yet, I rate him a 7 out of 10. He's not the best, but still he's good. Alright, I'm signing off now, and goodbye.